Hello, friends, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Monday. It's Monday. I remembered that to y'all. I hope you're having the loveliest of lovely days. It's hot as balls here in my corner of the United Kingdom today, so I am a sweaty little streamer, but we're gonna do the best that we can under the circumstances. But if it transpires that it is like too hot for me to be in this room, and I have to finish earlier than usual, I apologize in advance for that as a possibility. But I'm hoping that that won't be the case. I am sitting with the curtains closed and the window wide open in the dark. These are the hottest hours of the day that happen to be the time that I stream, which may be a mistake. But unfortunately, I have other commitments earlier in the day that I had to work on. And everyone knows I stream at this time, so if I change the schedule, no one will show up. Anyways, hello Ernesto, welcome on in. Lovely to see you, welcome, welcome. And hello everybody, I hope you're all having a beautiful Monday. Oh my god, it's too hot, y'all. It's too hot. I have three... Okay, I thought I had 3 beverages, and now I can't see where one of the... Where the hell did I... Oh, okay, never mind, I found it. I was scared for a second, but I do have my delicious sports beverage. Other brands are available, probably. I don't know. I only ever see this one, but maybe other brands are available. Maybe it's just a supermarket. Maybe there's a supermarket that has a supermarket own brand sports drink. I don't know. Anyways, they're not sponsoring me, so tough business. Lemon lime, and it's been out of the fridge for like an hour and a half, so it's tepid. Love that for me. Anyways, today is very sadly the last day of Pride Month. And so to that end, I'm hopefully finishing this Pride painting. We'll see how much we get done, but I'd quite like to have it done for the end of Pride Month, but yeah, so it goes. Anyways, I have some ASMR for you. I don't know if that's pleasant, but that's ice clinking in one of my glasses of iced tea that I have. I have an iced mint tea, and I have an iced strawberry rhubarb tea as well, so I'm keeping things creative and fun. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, this is what we're painting today. I did some painting on the weekend, and I can't... One of them I can't show to you, because it is an original that's going to be sent to someone, and I don't want to spoiler it for them, because it's not just an original, it's a surprise original. Because they are on the little guys tier of my Patreon. And, that means I send you a painting of a little guy. You don't know what it is in advance, but I try to tailor it to something I think you'd like if I know you at all. And if I don't know you, I'll just paint something that I like and assume that you're, somebody with good taste. Anyways, I can show you the other thing that I worked on this weekend. It's not done yet, as you can tell, but, you can really tell I'm in my Trek era right now. I'm just like, I want to paint soft Star Trek fan art of little Star Trek characters going on little dates, and so that's basically what this is. But the weird like space architecture, surprisingly fun to paint. I had a good time with that, so at least that's something. But let's move back. Let's cast our ambitions back to the slightly more familiar architecture of the beautiful city of London, which is where this little parade is taking place. I don't think it's like the proper big London Pride parade, just because I find that one intimidating and too large, and last time I was there it was very corporate. And I think I've had words about my feelings about like rainbow capitalism and corporate pride, and generally that, yeah, I think in principle it's a good thing, but also given the choice between like buying a rainbow tote bag from like my local supermarket and buying pride related merch from like actual queer artists, my choice is the latter. Speaking of which, I did buy myself a little bit of pride merch. I got myself a little enamel pin badge of the... It's a little Starfleet comm badge, because that's where I'm at right now. But it's a little Starfleet comm badge. It's the colors of the non-beanie pride flag, and I was like, hell yeah. I need this to live. Or at the least I need to supplement my collection of, I am semi-subtly signaling to anyone who sees me that I am not cishet. It's very important to me. Especially, like, I don't know, in situations where people are likely to say, like, just really dumb heteronormative stuff, and I just want them to know that, like, I'm not gonna agree with you on that. I'm gonna be gritting my teeth the entire time. I once had someone express their opinion to me that they didn't think that it was a proper marriage proposal unless a man asked, and I was just like, okay, but lesbians though, how does that work for you, Debbie? Do they have to enlist like a male friend to act as an intermediary to moderate their marriage proposal? For you personally to consider it valid, Debbie? Like, how does that work? Anyways, oi Savaloy's line. Oh, lovely to see you. Welcome in. We're painting pride moths again, but this time it's pride mothmen. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good Monday. I am having some heartburn. And to that end, I'm having regrets. What did I do that would have given me the heartburns? I can't even think of what it would have been. I mean, I guess a variety of factors, which is pretty normal for me, but, yeah, maybe it's just the heat, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep drinking my sports drink and my 2 kinds of tea, and I'll probably get another beverage when we go on break later, 'cause, yeah. Linus is also, fuck that person's opinion on proposals, they can fuck all the way off. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm like, that's just a stupid opinion. The reason it's on my mind, actually, is I saw, again, in response to, I think it was like a headline from an interview with the musician Rita Ora about the fact that she proposed to her husband, and someone replied and was like, I'm a pretty progressive guy, but I draw the line at, like, a woman proposing to a man, and I'm like, so what you're saying is, I'm not a progressive person at all. That's what you're saying. Like, are you kidding me? That's so stupid. That's so stupid. You love somebody, you want to marry them, like, it doesn't matter. What about, okay, like, if only a man can propose again, like, what about a couple of NBs? What if a couple of NBs want to get married? What do they do? Do they have to be like, okay, listen, like, I want to M-word you, and just hope that the other person understands that they mean marry and not murder, and then request the assistance of a male acquaintance. I don't know. Is there like a man you can hire to do this on your behalf? I don't know. Anyways, hello Wade, welcome in. Lovely to see you. Welcome. Okay, so you said hello there, drawer person, as I'm assuming to mean someone who draws, but I read that as drawer person, and I'm like, is your phone in a drawer, and that's where you're watching it? Because, honestly, that sounds kind of cozy. I'd like to be tucked up in a little comfy little drawer, like a little creature who can just sort of snuggle down and fit in there. That sounds great. As long as it's air-conditioned, because, good lord, it's hot as balls. Joe says, hi. Hot. Thank you. I mean, I agree. But also, hello, Joe. Welcome in. I hope you are doing okay despite the... Yeah. Anyways, Lido says, nobody starts a sentence with, I'm a X, but why? Without proving they are not, in fact, X. Absolutely. I think it goes in the opposite direction as well. If someone says, like, I'm not a racist, but... And then they go on to tell you, like, the most racist thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Like, buddy, I think what you meant is, I am a racist and... I'm sorry. But, like, not in a way where I'm genuinely sorry. But yes, if someone's like, I'm a progressive, but, and then tells you, like, the least progressive opinion ever, I have questions. And I think it also goes to, there is this thing, okay, sorry, I will paint eventually, there is this thing where I think people conflate things like adjectives that we ascribe to people like progressive or racist or whatever as just an immutable state that you just are, as opposed to something that is reflected in your values, attitudes, and the actions you take arising from them. So, you internally conceive of yourself as, I'm not racist, therefore none of the racist things that I do are actually racist. Because you've decided for yourself that you're not that thing, even though you act in ways that are racist, right? But you're not a racist, or like you're a progressive, but you also believe these incredibly like conservative, stupid things. But they can't be that conservative because you're progressive. There's an interesting dissonance that happens there. It's not just the thing that you call yourself. It's all it's what you do. It's the values you hold. And if you hold values that are in contradiction of the thing that you say you are, you're probably not that. So, are you though? Are you sure? Are you sure? Anyways. Tomcat, hello! Hey guys, are we delivering value to shareholders? I don't know, friend. You tell me. I hope you're enjoying your subscription, Tomcat. Am I giving value for money for subscribers at this point? I don't know. I have 2 emote slots to fill, and there's a few emotes I feel like I can swap out at this point. If anyone has any very strong ideas of things that they would like to see, I don't know, just shout at me or let me know in the Discord, because I've got spaces to play with, and I don't, off the top of my noggin, know what to put in them, because I'm really bad at this whole lark, believe it or not. I've been at it for over 4 years, and I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a link to the Discord if you're not in it. If you are in it, thanks for being in it. Anyways. Wade says, I'm a misogynist, but I respect the women. Okay, sure. Sure you do. If you have a birthday party and give everyone a share of the cake, are those your shareholders? I don't know. I don't understand. I'll be honest with you, Tomcat. I don't understand how economics works, so I'm the worst person to ask about this. But also, shares I don't think are typically edible. Also, cake is better than money. Theo, thank you so much for the lurk. Welcome on in, and thank you for the yummy strawberry. Good lord, I wish I had a strawberry right now. I do have some apricots, I think? I think I have some apricots. Turnip says, hi, Sammy. I'm lurking, but because of last week's technical difficulties, I lost my steaks. But you should know that I had around 70 steaks. Thank you so much for the steaks, Turnip. And I am so I want to issue a formal apology to anyone who's here. About the loss of your steaks, I had to run a test stream last week to make sure that stream was functioning as intended. Because it effed up real bad, and I wasn't sure what was causing it. And then it seemed to correct itself, which it seems to have done. And it didn't occur to me until after I'd already started the test stream that the stream stakes would be broken by all the people who weren't showing up to the unannounced 5-minute stream. So I'm so sorry to anyone who was really proud of their streak and has lost it. I really am. You know who sounds like an owl, says Wade. I don't. Please tell me. What stakes? We have stakes? Tomcat, the stakes in this stream are extremely low. Well, I just knocked over all my paints. Yay! Tag problems are all fair game, says Turnip. I just wanted to show the support. I appreciate the support very much, and it's always lovely to see you. Pickles! Hello! That was Sammy testing who the real fans are, in brackets JK. Pickles. Thank you. Also, hi. Hope you're having a lovely Monday. And look, I'm back! I'm here, and everything's fine now. Apart from the fact that I just knocked over all my paints, and now I have to fix... Oh, jeez, everything's fallen over. What the heck? Ah, pretzels. No! No! Where's my... Okay, that's my... Okay, yeah, that's my canvas. This was... I don't remember what order this stuff was in. I'm having a headache, says Pickles. Ah, Beans, have you hydrated recently? This is your periodic reminder to everyone. You please hydrate, especially if it's hot where you are. Even if it's not, hydrate anyways. It's good for you. Your cells need it. But even more so if it's hot as balls like it is here. Oh! You know who? Sounds like an owl, says Lina. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid and so tired. My brain is not... Listen, my brain is porridge. You cannot expect me to understand. It's a banger owl joke. That is a banger owl joke. I'm so dumb. But also, genuinely, my brain is not screwed on correctly at the moment because it is so freaking hot. Oh, too much for this little brain. Oh, it's just... Whoosh. That's how my brain's doing today. Oh. And honestly, I think the heat is kind of making me a little queasy too. I feel like I'm going to throw up, but I won't. Don't worry. It's like I never do. It's hot. I'm hiding inside. AC running, says Pickles. Oh, love that for you. Love the AC for you. It took me 2 goes to get it. It's too warm, says Lino. It's way too warm. Anyways, look at this kiwi. I haven't posted this anywhere, so I just want you to look at it because I sketched this in a hotel room a few weeks ago. Because I had nothing to do. I was watching, oh geez. What was I watching? I was watching something fun and silly on the TV. I love hotel TV. It's like the only time that I watch like broadcast TV. And it always ends up being something like a murder mystery type thing. I think, oh, it was a Poirot, I think. It was a Poirot. Or was it, no, or was it a cooking show? It might have, at this point, it might have been, what's his name? Nigel Slater doing a food cooking. But then later it was a Poirot. Anyways, oh, that kind of kiwi, says Pickles. I was ready to get my spoon out. Well, this kiwi is ready to fight you with their sword if you do, so... Do you want to bring a spoon to a sword fight? Probably not. Don't do it. Key-wizard wants to cast stab, says Lido. Yes. This is... I don't know. This is my new OC. Key-wizard. I love that. That's amazing. Had a good fun time drawing. It's so stupid. I love it so much. Anyways, I bring a spork to a sword fight, says Pickles. Honestly, I admire the bravery and audacity of that move. That's you might throw your opponent off their sort of guard by just doing something so out of left field like that. So yeah, support. Stab is the best cantrip, says Lino. I mean, that's a good cantrip. That's a good cantrip. At this point, I think my favorite cantrip would be like, I don't know. Can I prestidigitate the room colder for a few minutes? That would be nice. I don't think that's how it works. I could maybe make a breeze. A little, just something to fan me in the face for a few seconds. Just foof. And I could just do that with a piece of paper, so I don't know how useful that is as a spell. But stab is useful. You have a microwave ready meal that you need to put in the microwave, you cast stab, and the steam will be allowed to escape. Good stuff. Turn on your imaginary AC, says Pickles. Oh, biddle boy. You can probably hold on, I'll shut up for a second. Yeah, so there is an electric fan running at my feet. You can probably hear it. I think it is picking up on the mic, but hopefully it's not too obtrusive. Use your power of being an artist and draw one, says Pickles. If only I could just draw things into it. Actually, no. I take it back. If I could manifest things into existence just by drawing them, they'd all be, like, cursed and the perspective would be fucked up, and pardon my French. And they'd be like, Mother, why? I don't want to do that to them. That's too sad. Because, like, these guys look okay in art, but if they just emerged into the world, like, two-dimensional and, I don't know, like, are legs that thin on these chubby little bodies load-bearing? I don't know. Thank you for the exclamation mark language, Lino. I earned that. I deserve it. Heck. Ugh. Woo, okay, I'm gonna take a big sip of this extremely cold mint tea. Oh no, it'd be like that SpongeBob episode of the Magic Pencil, says Pickles. I remember that one. Oh, traumatic. Traumatic. If anyone hasn't seen it, there's this episode where there's this drawing of SpongeBob that comes to life thanks to a magic pencil. But it's like, because it's kind of a, I mean, it's a cute drawing, but because it's kind of a bad drawing, it's kind of, the drawing SpongeBob is kind of broken. It's an adventure. Anyways. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. I need to fill in some gubbins in the background here, so I guess I should do that. I need to paint in these little like book spines and stuff, and that's pretty easy because I can just paint them in various colors and then add some detail. So I shall do that, and then I will. Okay, and then I will do a nice little rainbow bunting at the back there. Long Crack Bandicoot summoned into existence is a terrifying prospect as lineup. Oh god, I honestly think that any iteration of the Bandicoot that I have birthed into existence would murder me. I think I would be dead. I don't think I would survive that encounter, frankly. And you know, maybe I deserve that. Maybe it's what I deserve. I don't know. Anyways, just gonna have some books be this color because this is a pretty color for book spines, I'm sure. Maybe this one here. And this one you can just about see. Just a little bit of. Okay, cool. Pickle says, the more I hear people say my username out loud, the more it's growing on me. Oh, nice. Think of all the terrible drawing times I would suddenly be alive. No! There are a few that I think would be alright, and then a lot that really shouldn't be. I mean, any alternate versions of myself I feel incredibly bad for because they have to be me, and they don't deserve that. I think this Dracula might be having a nice time. And I mean, there are certainly people out there in the world who would like big boob anime girls to be manifested into existence, but, I mean, there are definitely brands of bra that would offer adequate support for these girls, so they might be okay. But I get a lot of, for some reason I get a lot of recommendations for, like, larger sized, upper bust undergarments in my YouTube, not my YouTube recommendations, my Instagram sort of ad recommendations. And maybe it's because I always stop and look at them because I am bisexual. And therefore I do appreciate a fine form. But I'm also not the market for them, so never mind. I have a terrible drawing time request. Which one would you most be scared of being real, asks Pickles. Honestly, I would say probably this where I would say probably, yeah, our little Bandicoot pal. I think when I was futzing around with my stream last time, things got slightly reshaped and resized. Oh no, I was trying to, okay. Long Crack is a very hungry Bandapillar. I don't even know how to do that, but okay. I shall try my best to do that. That's a wonderful request. Thank you. How do you have so many channel points all the time? I mean, thank you. I do appreciate it, but damn. Anyways. Okay, apparently my I'm streaming. I have 25k left, says Lino. Jeez. I say geez, but what I really mean is thank you for hanging out with me. Your company is very much appreciated and makes me happy. I hope you enjoy your time here. Very much I hope you enjoy your stay. You are very welcome. Okie dokie. Alright. So, I should probably explain what we're about to do and why you're looking at these cursed artworks. Terrible drawing time is this phenomenon that we have here for some reason. Mostly because, I don't know, people seem to enjoy watching creators suffer. Whereby for 5,000 channel points, I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept if you are choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas, such as this bad boy. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may incur as a result of your terrible drawing. That being said, the psychic damage usually ends up being inflicted upon the artist themselves, so, like, you'll probably be okay. But, again, no guarantees. So it goes. Anyways, hello. Hope that's okay. Right. I'm having a moment because I'm mildly annoyed that my my post didn't post to Blue Sky early. Maybe Blue Sky is melted. I don't know. Anyways, so I have reshared it and now it's posted, which is nice. So I don't know. Maybe people who are on Blue Sky right now will be like, "Ooh, I want to watch this stream." They probably won't, but you know, you never know. You never know. So now that I've done that, now I can set a timer for 5 minutes, and people who are just popping onto the stream from their Blue Sky scrollage will be like, "What the hell is this?" and then leave, because I always feel like this is a terrible introduction to the stream, but I suppose it's also an accurate introduction, so, like, I can't really complain about it. If someone comes in, sees this, and is like, no, F this shit, I'm out. They're probably not the target audience for the stream anyway, so that's probably fine. Oh, okay, how... I have some thoughts for how to do this, but every thought I have is so cursed. Because if you're not familiar with the Very Hungry Caterpillar, I will just say the Very Hungry Caterpillar is a very classic children's tale. By Eric Carle. The art style is phenomenal. It's so stinking cute. I love it with my entire heart. It is not whatever the hell this is. Now I have to remember how to draw this little bandicoot. Okay, so here's his terrifying face. He's got a little nose and a little smile. Does he have a little? Yeah, he's got his little snaggle tooth. Okay, I accidentally gave him sort of like a half-lidded eye there, and it looked a little too bedroomy. This character's not allowed to have that kind of a situation going on with his eyes ever. Do the eyes want to be bigger? Are they kind of again, working from memory is always an interesting experience, because do I remember okay, this is going to be quite possibly the most cursed Bandicoot I've ever done, and you're about to see why. First of all, we need to get that nice caterpillary curvature, like so. Some nice caterpillary curvature there. I've got 3 minutes left on the clock, which is... Oh, I'm sure it's just... Actually, no, you know what? I think I can get a better curvature than this. I have time to fix the curvature. I will fix the curvature. Okay, so it's more like... I think a quite nice tall curvature will look more caterpillar-ish. And then here at the back we've got, okay, just if this looks like it makes 0 sense to you at this point, just trust me on this. And when I say trust me on this, I mean you have no reason to trust me on this, because this is ever so cursed. But actually, oh, hold up. Okay. It's more like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it, because... And then we've got like so. This is important. We've got our little jeans that he's wearing, and then we've got the shoes. His little high tops, very important. Very important. And then of course we've got the front arm legs. Very, very valid choices being made here today, I think. I think you'll find. I hate it. Oh boy, we're only a minute or two in and it's so delightfully cursed, says Lino. Listen, this is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. I am merely a vessel delivering on the terrible drawings that you requested. So, there you go. I'm gonna give him some snacks to enjoy. I'm gonna give him some snacks to enjoy. Oh, what do I want? What does he want to eat? I don't know. It's extremely hot out, so why don't you have, like... I'm just gonna give him some deeply generic snacks. Here's a classic pizza slice, and here's, okay, tell you what. He's gonna get a cuppy cake, but I will concede that he's allowed to eat it paper liner first. And that's it. That's all the food that he's got time for. I am scared about the fact that there's a row of grubs right in front of him. That's just dawned on me. Why isn't my music stopping? I selected stop. Stop. I am threatening my phone now because it wouldn't stop the timer. I know what he wants to eat and it's not pizza slices. I feel like I just need to create some kind of, like, just obvious division so that the one drawing doesn't follow on from the next. I know what he wants to eat and it's not pizza slices. No, we're not doing that. Okay, anyways. This is the very... this is the very hungry bandicoot. I hate it. My mind just spent the entire time I was making this saying, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And I cannot stress this enough. Oh no. Oh no. This is my magnum opus. This is my magnum opus. No. No. No, I'll cry. This is not what listen, genuinely, this is not what I want to be remembered for. This is a terrible life for me. I cannot begin to express how sincere I'm being. Thank you for the plaps. Thank you for the plaps. Thank you for the beautiful kiwi on my head. Thank you, Mira. Hello and welcome. And thank you so much for the flaps. I appreciate it. I am keeping very still and careful to make sure that the kiwi is balanced comfortably upon my head. Very still. I hope it's comfy. What about that? Oh, that wonderful painting of Loaxana Troy that I did. I should be remembered for that. I am very happy to be remembered for a portrait of Loaxana Troy, the best character in any piece of media to ever exist. Again, in my Trek era, this is what I worked on this weekend, and this is what I'm going to be finishing, hopefully, tomorrow. They're in love. And this one is wearing extremely tacky Star Trek civilian clothing, which is my favorite genre of clothing at the moment. Just the tackier the better. Do the colors match? No. the colors don't need to match. The colors can clash horribly. The patterns don't make any sense, and woof. It's so good. It's so good. I would, like, sometimes I'm like, what if I just dressed like that? There's some cool stuff to do.
Attention.
Hello?
Twitch user Sammy Kelsch.
Choppers.
Sammy Ann! Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome on in. Hello, raiders. Hope you had a wonderful stream. Theos is Julian and Garrick doing spy stuff. Does spy stuff include holding hands? Does spy stuff include kisses? I hope it does. I'm invested in that. Anyways, Sammy Ann, hi, how was your stream? Welcome, everyone. I'm sorry for the electric fan sounds. It is hot as balls here today. And I'm very, very sweaty right now. So I'm sorry you have to know this. But yes, how are you? How was your stream? Let me get a shout out for you in chat. Chat, if you are not familiar with the wonderful Sammy Ann art, definitely do yourself a favor and go give her a follow, because Sammy Ann is great. Sammy Ann does absolute whimsy and wonderful delights and cute things and Pokemons and dragons and just the loveliest. Just the absolute I forgot the raid message. Hold on, says Sammy Ann. Relatable. Hard relate. Anyways, how was your stream? Lovely to see you. And welcome on in. Hello. Let the art venture continue. Yay! Thank you, and hello, Raiders. For anyone who's new here, welcome on in. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kelsh. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, except not this Friday because I'm away, and some Thursdays when I'm feeling extra crispy, which I will be at some point in the next few weeks because Fields of Mystery is running an update. They're adding some stuff, and I want to see what happens. I want to seduce some Sailor Moon villains. Anyways, we had a celebration stream. We're going to give away for a tea painting. Hell yeah. Plus Umbreon. Nice. Once again, you know the drill. We are an art tax optional stream here, but if there is anything you would like to share with us, you can whisper a link into my whisper doodah. I would love to see it. And congratulations on your celebration. Love that for you. Hell yeah. Theo says it does include those things. Good. I'm glad to hear it. That's nice. It also includes those chocolates that they both like. Oh, what was it? I can't remember what planet the chocolates are from, but they sound delicious. I love that for them. Yummy chocolate and holding hands and going on little dates and getting into serious debate about, I don't know, what is the real message of Sense and Sensibility? Because I don't know. I think for me, anyways, the real message of Sense and Sensibility is, boy, howdy, am I glad I don't live in a time where I'm having to consider marrying like an appropriately incomed suitor at age like 17, because I would have made a bad choice. Anyways, what was my point? Oh yeah. Hello. It's still Pride Month, so I want to finish this painting before Pride Month ends, but who knows whether or not I will. I guess we'll find out in a couple of hours, but in the meantime, I will paint one more book spine, and I will also thanks Sammy Ann again. Oh, shoot. Okay, no, I won't paint more books, because I'm literally, my brain is like evaporating out of my ears right now. There's just, literally, if you listen really closely, I think you can hear the steam emanating from my ears right now. I'm holding my ear up to the mic so you can hear it. See what I mean? Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Anyways. Art, tax, and message, Dewey, says Sammy Ann. Hell yeah. Let's take a look and see what Sammy Ann's been up to, shall we? I would like to see it, because it is always something incredibly wonderful. So let's get that all keyed up if I can. And thank you once again. For anyone who's not familiar with me and my work, who's new here, who's just come in, etc., etc., hello. I'm a traditional artist who works primarily in watercolors and other similar wet media. I'm thinking of picking up like some what's the word I'm looking for? Gouache. I'm thinking of picking up some gouache at some point, because I think gouache would be a fun time. But mostly I do watercolors. Oh, they're so stinking cute. Okay, we're gonna look at some Pokemans now. You have to see my Instagram page first. I'm so sorry. But I'll keep it brief, because brief? Paint with tea. Join me in the tea revolution. I do have 2 different flavors of tea here. I have mint tea and I have strawberry rhubarb tea. I don't know whether either of them would make good paints, but they are delicious. But I love that Sammy Ann paints with tea and does it so bloody well. Dan says, heroin, absolutely not. Kids, don't you do it. Also, hi, Dan. I don't think I said hi. I saw your message and then I forgot to say hi. So hi, hello, welcome in. And Alba, hello, welcome in as well. I hope you are well. Hope you're having the loveliest of lovely Mondays. Where the heck is my things you can look at screen? Show and tell. Okay, this is the most recent thing I post to Instagram. It is our pride moths. If you've been here recently, you probably saw me painting them on stream. People seem to really like these. By which I mean, this is doing more numbers than anything I've ever created on Mastodon right now, and it has been, really scary waiting through all of those notifications. Not because they're not all wonderful and I am just, like, so grateful, but because there's so many and I'm intimidated because I'm not used to having that much attention. This is the second most recent thing that I posted. Again, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about Star Trek a lot right now. So here's a little Esri, a little non-beanie baby, and it says gender. I hardly know her because I don't know. I just find that relatable personally, and I like that character. Anyways, this is some beautiful, beautiful art from Sammy Ann. This is Espeon the psychic type. Did I get that right this time? I think I did. Who is absolutely gorgeous. I love the detail on those flowers. It's so beautiful, and the kind of thing that I just marvel at anyone who can do it, because I can't. I'm terrible at drawing flowers. But this is delightful. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I love them very much. And wouldn't you know it? It's Umbreon! And I love the, okay, so I'm just getting a chance to, like, properly look at this now, and the fungus motif running through this is so stinking cool. So stinking cool. These little mushies, like, the designs that you've gone with for them and the colors and stuff, I love this. That's so cool. This is so cool. I don't know. I'm bad at compliments, but just accept the coolness. They are cool, and I love these, and I think this is awesome. I love it very much. So thank you very much for sharing again, Sammy Ann. Let me get another shout out for you in the chat if I can. Because y'all, if you're not following Sammy Ann, you should go do that, because Sammy Ann's fun, Sammy Ann's Canadian, and Sammy Ann makes gorgeous art. So there. Compliments received and accepted. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for doing that. Star Trek is a problem? It better not be. It sure isn't. Isn't for me, but I'm also aware of the fact that, you know, some people who like cryptids might not be into Trek, so they're like, why do they keep talking about it? I don't know. Tough beeswax. It's been on my brain a lot, as thou canst tell. I don't know. I hope this turns out cute. It's one of those ones where, like, it's a work in progress, so, like, I'm nervous, and I don't know whether or not it's going to turn out good, but I hope it turns out good. I hope it turns out good. Anyways, I will say their little going on a walk pose here was entirely inspired by the photo on the cover of the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan album. I don't know why. I was just like, I want to do that. Is this Julian and Garrick? Says Sammy, and yes, they're my favorites. They're my favorites. I don't know. There's just flavors of autism there that agree with mine, and I'm just like, you're my relatable boys. You're my relatable boys, and you're gonna heal thyselves through hanging out with each other, talking about books and hugging. I got an ad on Spotify the other day for, like, hey, you should be listening to music by the band Haim. And I was like, yeah, I'm familiar with that band. And they were like, including their big hits, such as The Wire. And I'm like, is that song about Deep Space Nine Season 2, Episode 22, The Wire? Cause if it is, I'll listen to it. Anyways, I shall enjoy the Mothmen on their Pride date now, says Sammy, and I hope that the Mothmen enjoy their date as well. Thank you. but yes, no, I'm normal and okay. Anyways, book covers. That's what I was going to do. I was going to paint in some more of these little book covers. So we've got some ones in these sort of like this pinky purpley color. And what is it about that episode, says Dan? It's just so... I don't know if you've seen that episode. I don't want to recount the entire synopsis of that episode, but if you've not seen Season 2, Episode 22, The Wire of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, let me just tell you, it is just... It's beautiful. it's beautiful and so gay and just, it's about the devotion and feel. I have to stop, otherwise I'll need to start, like, I don't know, like chewing on a door frame or something to stop myself from shouting about it. Everyone has seen that episode, this Dan. Everyone remembers where they were for that episode. I know I do. I mean, that's because I watched every episode in my living room, but I think it rewired my brain. Anywho. I'm gonna take a sip of my rhubarb tea, because I haven't had any sips of it yet. I'm going to stir it with the end of this paintbrush. But anyways, I do think it's one of the best episodes of the series. And if you haven't seen the show, I recommend watching the show. It's great. Unless you're not into that kind of thing, in which case you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. You can watch whatever you want. If you are, if you want to watch, if you'd rather just rewatch Nigel Slater's Simple Suppers, you can find out that he, and I find this really difficult to believe, sometimes has leftover cheese in his fridge. This is a concept of which I am not familiar. But there was definitely an episode of one of Nigel Slater's cooking shows where he was like, and this is something I love to do when I have leftover cheese in the kitchen. I'm like, leftover cheese. Explain it to me like I'm 5. Leftover cheese. This doesn't sound like a concept that should exist. I am confusion of this concept. Anyways. What color shall I paint a book in next? Maybe, like patina? Like patina? I'm gonna paint it patina. Because I like patina. That's a damn good color. Sorry. Yeah, let's have some patina colored books. It's kind of tealy. It's kind of, when copper goes weird. What a color. You don't see enough of it these days, I think. Things with a patina. Maybe that's because I don't carry pennies around anymore. Maybe that's why. I used to love a good patina on a penny. On an old, I hate touching coins because then they make my hands smell like I'm a robot. And I don't love that for me, but I love the look of a good patina. Like in a museum or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't know of whence I speak ever. Don't listen to me. I'm just goofing around, that's all. Anyways. Now I have the tiny amount of the song The Wire by Haim stuck in my head, but I don't know enough of the words to know whether or not it's actually about that episode. But it should be. I don't know. Maybe I'll write a song about that. No. I tried when I was younger, in my younger days, I was much more involved in, like, local music scenes. I'm still kind of involved in local music scenes, but very much as, like, a bystander and friend. Because I cannot write lyrics. I get prose until the cows come home. Like, hopefully a somewhat amusing video essay, occasionally, yes. But lyrics? Pfft, no. No. And then I realize I'm probably just setting the bar far too high for myself, because if I listen to the lyrics of a lot of songs that I genuinely enjoy, the bar is in the floor. I'm like, oh, like these... what are the lyrics to the song? Look out, I'm coming. Whoa, whoa, look out, I'm coming. Oh yeah. I'm like, what? I'm setting myself too high of a standard for song lyrics. Like this is fine, That's why my rap career stalled. Mm-hmm. It entirely stopped before it started, Dan. I would be a terrible rapper. I can make things that rhyme. But I can't do a lot of them in rapid succession. I can maybe do like a rhyming couplet. I think when I was like in my teens and learning about literature and being pretentious, I definitely wrote some stuff in iambic pentameter, but I don't know how well does iambic pentameter work for like rap. Actually, I think that could be cool. Does anybody rap in iambic pentameter? I hope so. I think that'd be rad as heck. Anyways. You're learning embarrassing things about me now. I hope that you're grateful because that's a very special privilege. Anyways, we're gonna be going on a little breaky do in just a moment, but I'm gonna make. Can I make like a sort of goldish brown for some of these book covers? I can, and I will, and then we're gonna take a little. We're gonna take a tittle BRB for just a moment. Because Twitch demands it, and who am I to say no to the platform on which my live stream is hosted for free? Ergo, it's time for a BRB, everybody. I'll be back very, very shortly. Please enjoy the BRB screen. Hydrate. Have a little stretch if you can. Look after yourself, especially if the weather's hot. Make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids. As always, where the heck is it? Where's the BRB screen? There's the BRB screen. Okay, I'll be right back, everybody. Enjoy the BRB music and stuff. BRB! Well, hopefully we're back. Are we back? I hope we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Hello. Goodbye. What's it? It's BRB screen. Literally, my brain is vapor. Sammy Ann is off to eat lunch. I hope you have a lovely lunch and a lovely lurk. Thank you so much for the lunch lurk situation and also for the raid earlier. I appreciate it very much. And thank you for the hydrate, Dan. I will have another sippy of my sports drink. I just had a big sippy of my sports drink and I'm gonna have some more. Because it's just too dang hot to exist right now. Good lord. Phew. Alright, what's another color that books can be? Maybe like a nice rich red, but like a nice rich red. So here's what I'm gonna do with this little Richard red is I'm gonna add some of that to it and a little some of that to it, and I'm gonna make a Richard red. There we go. Delightful. Hopefully it'll look good. Whomst knows? I think I want the cover of the Gay Giraffe to be green, just because I think that would look nice. Yeah, that's a pretty book color. These stacks of books are somewhat precarious, but maybe they used to be a little bit more stable, but people have selected books out of them and now they're a little more wibbly. Who knows? I sure don't. I'm just winging it. I'm just wanging it. Just wanging it. Never mind. Okay. I think my last color will be a nice deep a nice soft blue. A bloft, if you will. That's a soft blue, isn't it? A bloft? I don't know. Anyways, welcome back, friends. And hello. Oh, there's literally one book that's bloffed because I've colored all of the other ones in. Oh no, does that look weird? Does that look like asymmetric and strange that there's only one book that's that color? Shoot. Maybe the Gay Giraffe should be also bloffed so that there isn't just one book that's bloffed. Also, I think that this color will contrast nicely against whatever color giraffes are. Sort of a soft light brown, I guess. Oh boy. This is oh jeez. This is too tiddle. It's too tiddle. But never mind. I bet this book is a banger. I bet this book should be on all of, like, your, reading lists for experiencing queer joy. The Gay Giraffe by author unknown. Maybe I'll write The Gay Giraffe. Would anyone read this? I don't know. It will probably get banned. I made myself depressed. Hello. Anyways. Okay. Alright. Okay and alright. Once again, I want to apologize for the state of the fan. Can't be helped, friends. I could switch it off, but I would probably also need to stop stream realistically. Because I don't think... I cannot exist without a fan running at the moment. I would simply...
New limited edition blue raspberry fight milk. Makes you almost as cool as Hornet.
Mara, thank you so much for the fight milk. You're right, I should have a sip of fight milk. Let me just correct this. Delicious, nutritious, healing, lovely, lovely fight milk. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate the fight milk. It's so yummy. I certainly feel almost as cool as, very much almost as cool as Hornet, but I do feel almost as cool as Hornet does. So thank you for that. Much appreciated. Okay. We have, this giraffe is so tiny. This giraffe is so tiny. I don't remember who it was who requested a giraffe last time, but someone requested a giraffe last time, and I was more than happy to oblige. So, it works. It works. I'm wondering if I should, I was gonna do like just sort of like rainbow colors, but I'm wondering if I should actually do the bunting as like a bunch of different flags. I think that could be really cute. So I think that's what I'm gonna, you know what, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the buntings as a bunch of different pride flags. So I've just dipped into my yellow. So this one is going to be intersex. I'll get that down first. And then I'll try and think of other flags that also use yellow. Pan. Pan uses yellow. We'll put Pan. Let me just make sure that I have the colors in the right order. Yeah, yellow's in the middle. Okay. Like, I know this, but also I do not trust my memory most of the time. My memory is a sieve. So, you know, just making sure. Just making sure. So that one's Lello, and then what else? What else? Who else? Who else? Let's do sticking with yellow. I could do non-beanie. I'll do non-beanie like I'll do non-beanie like here, maybe. There we go. Okay, wizard. Oh, thank you for all of the pride flags, Mira. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated indeed. I'll do, okay. Okay. Let's wipe new color. Picking up some green, if I can. Is that, did I pick up any paint there? I picked up a tiny amount of paint there. Okay, great. Let me grab some more green. I don't know why my paints are up here. I could probably move them someplace else, but they're there for now. Never mind. And let's do... Let's do arrow here. Because I can. And we'll wait for that to dry. Maybe I'm picking up some blue because blue is useful. I will do over here, I will do bi with some bi blue. I will make the blue a little bit lighter so that over here I can do trans. Thus. Yay! What was this one going to be? Shoot. This one's ace. This one will be ace, I think. Okay, yeah. They have more buntings and more flags, but these are the ones we can see. Anyways. Sorry, I'm seepy. I'm a seepy little bear. Apologies for that. Okay, I'm going to make a purple. I'm going to make purple because I need some purples. So we'll add some, but oh, that purple's not very dark. Can we have more substance in our purple? Because I'm going to need a nice, reasonably bold purple, I think, for our purples. Okay, that should do. Because we've got a few that need purple. We've got bi, And then we've also got Ace over here, because I've decided that this one is Ace. And, where's... Ah, shoot, which... Okay, that emote is amazing. Thank you, Mira. That is impressive. I love it. And also, here's non-beanie. Okay. So the perp goes here when you are non-beanie. Ooh, do you want to see 2 A's for this, says Mira. I love it. Amazing. One moment, please. Because speaking of non-beanie, I want to show you guys something. I mentioned it earlier, but you need to see it. I'm sorry. Let it never be said that I am not a massive nerd. I bought myself this for funsies. I love it so much. This is my favorite thing now. Anyways, hope you're having a lovely Monday, Mira. Very much, I hope you are. Is that all the purple I need? I think that's all the purples. I think that covers it for purple. Okay, wizard. Next, I need green, but like a lighter shade of green for arrow. So I'll try and get that into place. Delightful. Ooh, a Star Wars pin, says Mira. Yep. You know what? Sure. You know, just sure. I also need pink. And I forgot one that has blue, because Pan is supposed to have blue. So I need to get some blue back, because I think I got rid of all of my blue. And I forgot that this one was going to be Pan. So, hold up. I've heard it said before that the difference between bi and pan is your preferred color scheme. Do you prefer a warm color palette or a cool color palette? And honestly, I mean, it is true I prefer a cool color palette for myself. It is true. So, is that why I'm bi? No, it's just, honestly, it just, I don't know. It's the term that vibed with me when I figured all this stuff out. When I finally figured this stuff out. Because I'm over 40, and, you know, when I was in my adolescence and, like, early adulthood, it was just a lot harder to find resources on all this stuff if you didn't live in the right place. And I lived in the suburbs, okay? I grew up on labels or for canned food, and I'm like, that's great, but there are things I don't quite understand about myself, and would love to have, like, a better word for, honestly. Okay. Okay, the circle in the middle of that intersex flag is a bit of a donut. But you know, frankly, the intersex community deserves like a dozen yummy donuts in whatever flavors they like, so I'm very happy to give them a yummy donut. People get labeled whatever they do, says Joe. Yeah, exactly. So if you can find one for yourself that vibes with who you are, then I don't know, I'm happy to grasp. Exactly, Joe says, I'd rather ADHD label than weird and stupid and lazy, because you're none of those things. You're amazing and incredibly intelligent and very, like, do stuff and you know, driven. Just don't understand. Yeah. Anyone who thinks labels would hold someone back just does not understand, genuinely. It is, I think, if you think that if you're like, oh, why do people need all of these labels these days? That's because you already have a label, and your label is probably, like, the default of, like, heteronormativity or, like, neurotypicality, amatonormativity, etc., etc. Like, all of these kinds of things, like, those are your labels that already exist. And so you don't need to have to think about or interrogate them because you're just what society considers to be the default. Great. Good for you. Love that for you. The rest of us, would also like to be able to ascribe our own words to our lived experiences in ways that aren't, other people misunderstanding and passing value judgments that are untrue and uncool. Anyways, so there you go. Yeah, Joe says, it makes me very mad when you spend your whole life looking for meaning and thinking you're broken. Yeah, exactly. And someone who, is the default just doesn't understand. Yeah, exactly. It's like, of course you don't, because believe it or not, your experience is not universal. So there we go. I was waiting for a pause to say hello. Says Leaky. Hi, Leaky. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome on in, and hello. I hope you're having a beautiful, lovely, wonderful, fantabulous, delightful day. Hello. I need some pink. So I'm going to pick up, hopefully, a very tiny amount of red with which to do it. Okay. I'm going to test this pink out over here. Make sure that it's... Okay, so that's a good trans pride pink. So I will pop a trans pride pink over here. Yeah. Yeah, like when I was younger and I was like, there are things about that which is the ways in which I was socialized and that which is attributed to me with regard to like gender and stuff that like never really sat right with me, but I didn't really have a word for like what else I could be, because I'm like, well, I'm definitely not a guy. But the whole girl thing feels a little I don't know about that. And and so actually, sort of when not non-binary as a term became more known, I was like, huh. Then I wasn't really quite, I'm not sure I want to ascribe that to myself, and, I still kind of think that generally I describe my gender as ADHD, but also, yeah, non-beanie. It makes more sense to me than girl. If you find yourself, listen, you're probably not a girl if you find yourself seeing, like, call for submissions, and, like creative opportunities for whammons, and you're like, oh, well, that doesn't, without even thinking, just automatically, right off the cuff, you're like, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. Then you're probably not one. Turns out. Go figure. Ha! Ha! Anyways, yeah, I am Joe. Hello, Joe. Hi. Beyond that, I don't really know. I'm a person. I exist outside of gender, inside of awesome, says Leaky. Yes. 100%. Hell yeah. Also, hello. Anywho, so that's that one. I think the only colors left that I need to do are, like, gray and black. So, let me pick up some of them, if I can. Flap. So, some gray here. Did not give myself a lot of space because the arrow flag has a lot of stripes on it. I'm supposed to go meet people I used to work with that I like, says Joe, but it is hot. It is hot. But, I mean, if you can stay out of the sun and there's a bit of a breeze, it might be tolerable at least. I don't know. But also, you can just choose not to go to things. I do that all the time. And sometimes sometimes I do feel bad about it, but a lot of the time I feel relief. So, Dan says, newsflash, none of you really exist. You're all just figments of my imagination. Oh, well, that clears it up. And honestly, that's kind of a relief. Because existence is hard work and generally kind of scary. So, if that takes a little bit of the pressure off, then I'm maybe okay with it a bit. I don't know. Anyways. Alright. That's almost all of the, I was like, what am I missing? I'm missing the little bit at the bottom of the little pizza wedge that I've got here for non-beanie, of course. There we go. All right. Joe is BRB to actually, to see actually how it feels. You got it. You can do it. If it wasn't 32 degrees outside, then I would. Hopefully there's a little bit of a breeze where you are, and if you're in the shade, it's, like, tolerable. But also, bring a bottle of water if you're going out, and don't be ashamed to wear a sun hat, even if you think it makes you look goofy like I do with mine. I wear it anyways. I tried to pick one that was the most Hobbit core I could find. Leaky says canceling on folks when outside is being overwhelming is valid, but then the FOMO happens. It was, I think I mentioned a few weeks ago I was meant to go to, it was Friday the 13th, I was meant to go to a gig, and I was going to be meeting people before the gig, and I canceled, because not only was it hot as balls, I was also going to be traveling across the city by public transit on the busiest commuter time of the day, which is also the hottest point in the day, and I was already, like, feeling sick, and I was like, well, this bodes poorly for my not, like, passing out on a train, so I'm gonna not do that, and so I didn't do it, and I stayed at home, we had takeaway for dinner, and I regretted only a little bit, and I had a smidgen of FOMO. But I think in the end, I did make the right call. So, hey, ow. 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 Also, I'm getting a stabbing pain on the right side of my rib cage. Oh, just under my bosom. Hopefully that's not any essential organs breaking down because it's too hot. But hey, anything's possible in this weather. Joe says there's a tiny breeze, but it's 4 degrees hotter outside than inside, and I don't want to go outside. I think you may be justified in staying in and staying safe in that case, because there is also, like, a safety issue inherent in the heat. If you are sensitive to it, you know, if you think that there's a possibility that you may experience more adverse effect, it's probably a better idea to stay out of the sun and well indoors. I think I might actually do damage if I go, okay, please. I'm not going to tell you what to do because you are an adult-ass person, but please stay safe. Okay? Okay. ADHD and meds make me overly more sensitive. That is absolutely. There are very handy lists for anyone who isn't sure, of medications that can increase heat sensitivity. And there is a very good chance if you're on medication that you might want to check into whether or not your medication makes you more sensitive to heat. It is very useful to know, just in terms of, like, looking after yourself. I don't have any medications that make me more sensitive to heat, which is good, because I am already so stinking sensitive to heat. And I'm pretty sure that might be a TISM thing, just, like, possibly just a sensory situation, or it might be something about the unique way in which, like, I don't know, my system in general is wired. Regardless, when other British people are like, oh, it's such a beautiful day, the sun's out, I'm like, yeah, I know, I am running into the shade, bro, because direct sunlight on my skin feels like I can feel it burning. Maybe that is a TISM thing, just because I'm really sensitive and other people just can't actually feel the sensation of their skin being burned by the sun. Maybe. I don't know. Because I can also hear the overhead lights in a lot of offices that other people claim aren't making a sound. But I promise you, I can hear the lights, okay? I didn't realize that was less normal. I can hear electricity, says Joe. It makes a sound! It makes sense! Anyways. I usually have an electric fan running when I sleep to block out all of the other tiny sounds that apparently no one else is hearing. But I don't have an electric fan with me when I visit, like, a hotel and stuff, and so I've downloaded a white noise app, and oh boy, when I tell you, it is a game changer for getting to sleep in a hotel. It's like the only way I can sleep through the night is just having a nice sort of, like, going the whole time. Wonderful, wonderful. Thankfully, I usually can't hear electricity, says Leaky. That's nice. Again, not everyone can. Most people can't, and good. I can't hear that. It varies. It depends on the situation. Like, certain office lights, most definitely. Certain instances of electricity, but not most of them. But yeah, sometimes you're just like, oh, there it is. Anyways. But yeah, it's like the oh, sun makes me sneeze and itch and burn. That might be an allergy as well if the sun makes you sneeze. I have an auntie who has a sun allergy. She had like she was having a lot of like itchy reactions and also sneezing in the sun, and she went to the doctor and they were like, "You have a sun allergy. You got to cover up." Yeah, I'm allergic to sun, says Joe. See? There you go. It makes me itch, but it doesn't make me sneeze. But I do sometimes come out in a rash. If it's not even like, oh, my skin is burning. It's like literally I've been in the sun for like 5 minutes and I've got a rash on my arm. Sammy Ann says, not on the TISM scale, but I too feel the burn of the sun fluorescence or a buzz that isn't pleasant. I can only imagine if you do have a sensory overload issue, it would be even more unpleasant. It's a continuous onslaught. And these days, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and I don't have the resilience that I did when I was younger, but these days I have to lie down more often about it. Anyways, also see folks that complain that grapefruit makes the roof of their mouth bumpy. That's not normal. That's an allergy. Oh. Okay, got a question. Pineapple. Pineapple. If pineapple hurts, should you not eat it? Asking for a friend who really likes pineapple and doesn't want to add it to their list of things that they shouldn't be eating. Pineapple fresh makes my lips tingly, says Joe. Yeah, me too. I'm okay with like tinned pineapple, like on pizza or something, or frozen pineapple if I put it on pizza, which is, top tier. But, they have, okay, so my local supermarché has this pizza seasoning, and I think it's like the sprinkles of like Italian herbs that you'd get at like a pizza slice shop in like, sort of New York or someplace like that. And oh man, it just takes like a basic gluten-free frozen margarita pizza, not margarita the beverage, just for clarity, from, a fairly like perfunctory experience into the realm of the near sublime, or as close as you can get with a gluten-free crust. So if you see the pizza seasoning and it's on sale, it's best before like 2027, but it was on clearance, so I got like 2 or 3 pots of this stuff for like 79p each, and it is it's so good. My beautiful husband, bought me a thing of everything bagel seasoning from the same range of spices. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I can still eat everything bagels, kind of. Yay! Anyways. I'd say don't, but cheese hurts and I can't stop, won't stop, says Sammy Ann. That's so valid. Hi. Lactose intolerant here. I still drink a lot of milk drinks. I'm not sure because I enjoy hot sauce because the pain prods my dopamine receptors, says Leaky. I think that's why most people enjoy hot sauce. Okay, except for Leaky, don't eat things that cause you pain. No eating Leaky, says Leaky. Even more so than probably most others, because I'm also vegetarian. I definitely don't condone cannibalism. Please don't eat friends of the stream. Please don't eat friends of the stream. Please. Anyways, with a nice Chianti, says Joe, no! No! Don't you do it! Oh, good lord. Believe it or not, I've never actually seen the Silence of the Lamb film. I read the book, but I haven't actually seen the film. I do not enjoy pain, says Joe. Yeah, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. That's one less follower for Sammy. No! I would be very sad to see the Numby go down. No, it does sometimes, and that's fair. Sometimes people leave the platform, and some people are like, oh, I follow this account, and actually this stream sucks and I don't enjoy it, and then they leave, and that's allowed. I know things about Hannibal that I don't want to know. Cannibalism is a big ick for me. Yeah, I feel like it's a very logical ick to have. I really do. I never watched the Hannibal TV show, so I don't know how much they get into that aspect of the character. All I've ever seen about it are, people shipping the Hannibal character and whoever Hugh Dancy plays. That's enough for me. Mostly it's just bots getting banned. You're lovely. Well, you know what? Honestly, then that's a good thing. I'm happy that bots are getting banned because well, f them, because bots are terrible and I don't want them to be part of my experience here. Anyways. But no, you're lovely. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh shoot, yes, I'm gonna have another sip of one of my drinky doos. I'm gonna have a sip of this strawberry rhubarb tea, which I haven't had very much of yet. And when I say a sip, I mean like 25% of it. Oh, and a posture check and an affirmation. Jeez Louise, we're just doing all of the things. Strawberry rhubarb yum, says Joe. Unfortunately, it's from Canada and they don't ship to the UK. But if you're ever in the vicinity of a David's Tea in Canada or able to order online and have it shipped to somewhere in Canada, if they still make it, do recommend... Oh, ow. Oh, I'm stretching out my shoulders a bit and I'm realizing that actually I've been hunched over so much that, like, my chest muscles are tight. So, like... Anyways, it's time for an affirmation. Let's get affirmed. It's time for an affirmation. It's affirmation time. Would you like an affirmation? I'd like to affirm some things for you. I need to come up with a better affirmation time theme than that. There you go. Strawberry rhubarb parfait tea from David's Tea. If you're in Canada and you can buy it, I think it's yummy. And I got some the last time I was there. Anyways, it's time for an affirmation. We're using the Lighthouse Dick today, because I think the last one that we used was the other one. I could be wrong, but hopefully I'm not. Doesn't matter. I've been thinking of making one of these. I think it would be a nice sort of long-term project to make something like this, but oh biddle boy, it may take a while. And then getting it printed, because I don't think there's a market for an affirmation deck made by me. So I'd get like one printed just for me, just for stream, and that would be super expensive. But I'd buy one, says Leaky. Aw, thank you. Okay, I'll get 2 printed. Half is expensive. That'll do. Okay, I'm gonna just pluck one out here. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Ah, there we go. This is a nice one. Carl says you're awesome. Just for the record, Carl is the bird. And he says you're awesome. And you know, I absolutely wholeheartedly trust the judgment of Carl the Seagull. How could you not? Look at him. Look at him. He's perfect. Focus. Focus. Thank you. He's perfect, and he says you're awesome. What more affirmation could you possibly need? You have earned the esteem of a bird. I can think of nothing more special than that, frankly. One of the cards has just fallen onto the floor. Let me just pick that up. Okay. All right. That was your affirmation. I hope that you feel affirmed. I hope you feel as awesome as Carl knows that you are. So, there you have it. Anyways. Will you fit? Will you fit? You will! Thank you, I feel very affirmed, says Joe. I'm going to get ice cream. I think that's a great idea. Ice cream in this weather slaps. I think I have some ice cream. I do have some ice cream. I have some vanilla flavored Swedish glacé and a little bit of strawberry. Swedish glacé is the vegan ice cream. And I like it. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. That's one of those things that I think they've really done a good job of making dairy-free ice cream that is like just as good as the regular ice cream. In fact, okay, this is a point of salt for me. I discovered when I was ordering some groceries to be delivered from Tesco, which is a major supermarket chain here, and I was like, I wonder if they have the mini vegan magnums, because I really like the mini vegan magnums. I don't eat magnum-y ice creams very often because they're rich and indulgent and expensive. But I was like, you know, if they have mini vegan magnums, I'm going to get a thing of mini vegan magnums. Not only do they not have mini vegan magnums, they don't make mini vegan magnums anymore. They just straight up don't make mini vegan magnums. And I'm upset about this because the large-sized magnums are too big for a serving if I've just eaten dinner. And chances are if I'm having an ice cream, it's an after-dinner treat. I just want a little mini magnum. Otherwise, they're too big. It makes me gumpy. So... there you have it. if a representative from the Magnum Ice Cream Company, are they made by Walls? I think they may be made by Walls. I'm not sure. Anyways, if a representative from the Magnum Ice Cream Company happens to be watching this stream, please pass on to your superiors that they should bring back the mini vegan Magnums because they are better than the regular ones. I said what I said. All right? All right. Anyways, I like sorbet, my beloved. Yas, raspberry ripple from Lidl. It's not brilliant, but it's cold, says Joe. That sounds pretty nice. And I mean, sometimes if you have like meh ice cream, you can always zhuzh it up with other stuff. I had the vanilla Swedish glacé with blueberries yesterday. Oh my goodness, it's so nice with blueberries. So nice. Anyways, say mini vegan Magnum 5 times past. Mini vegan Magnum, mini vegan Magnum, mini vegan Magnum, mini vegan Magnum, mini vegan Magnum. Was that fast enough for you? Because that's as fast as I can speak. So I hope so. You can buy the mini vegan Magnums directly from Magnum potentially. They were out of stock absolutely everywhere else, and it looks like they were getting rid of them. Buy from £4.50. Let's see whether or not that's true. I'm on Magnum's website now in Microsoft Edge, and it is sending me to all the websites that I looked that said that they weren't available. So, out of stock at the following retailers. Oh, I might be able to get shop alternatives from Asda. So, that's a resounding maybe. Wait a second, they're in stock in Tesco. They're still making them. Tesco. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, they better be available from my local Tesco because I will be making Twitch user Sledge Callier, my moderator / spouse, put them in our next order this week. Okay, crisis averted. They just didn't have them on the website for a while, of any supermarket I looked at, and they were also not available at my local Waitrose. Well, this is a welcome improvement. Maybe there was just a supply issue. Thank you for the detective work, Joe. I very much appreciate knowing that I will still be able to eat my delicious mini vegan Magnums. Thank you. Okay, I think that's enough websites. Thank you. I will be hopefully picking them up this week from our local Tesco delivery van. Sorry, I done now. No, I appreciate the assurance that it continues to exist. That is, frankly, excellent news, and I'm very happy about it. I'll be getting a mini freezer for my car, says Leaky. Ooh, is it person size? Can I hang out in it until my core temperature goes down by a couple of degrees? Because I would love that for me. And unfortunately, I don't fit in my current freezer because it's got drawers and stuff, and you can't take out the dividers, so you can't fit. You can't take all of the food out and then crawl in there. And also, if I did that, I'd have a bunch of Yorkshire puddings, a pizza, just an absolute bumper crop of strawberries, 2 different kinds of ice cream, half of a loaf of Danish rye bread, and whatever toast bread Sledge has in there, and 2 ice cube trays, and about this much ginger root, and about this much parm, and gluten-free mini calzones. I'm just listing the things that are in my freezer now. Oh, that reminds me, I bought a bag of lemons so that I could make a nice lemony oleosaccharum so that I could make myself lemonade. I should do that. I should actually do that. Our local supermarket has also stopped stocking fizzy lemonade that doesn't have sweetener in it. And I do not enjoy fizzy lemonade that has sweetener in it. So I'm like, no. I'm gonna have to just buy sparkling water and just add my own lemon to it, which is absolutely not as cost effective by any stretch of the imagination because lemons and sugar also cost money, and sparkling water costs about the same money as a bottle of lemonade, but sometimes you gotta make do. Luckily, I can only get diet lemonade. Luckily, I cannot taste aspartame, so I'm glad that because green tea doesn't cold brew nicely with water. Oh, interesting. I do like cold brewed, or not cold, well, I do. Does it count as cold brew if I just take a cup of cold water, stick a tea bag in it, and then just, like, drink it? Because I do that with green tea sometimes. I'm normal. I'm normal, and I'm also lazy, and with something like green tea, I'm honestly okay with, like, a cold version of it not really tasting of all that much, actually. I think that's fine for me. When it's just, like, I'd rather it be light and delicate than, like, too robust, I suppose. And so to that end, just, like, cold brewing it by sticking it in a cup of cold water and just letting it kind of hang out and just drinking it as it sort of increases in flavorability as time goes on. It's actually kind of fine for me. We don't police drink preparation methods. Good, because my method of making iced tea is also, if I'm just making, like, iced tea, so for instance this, I took a fruit tea and I brewed it up to about this level with hot water, let it just hang out for, like, I don't know, a long time on the counter, remembered it was there after about an hour and a half when it had come down to room temperature, took the tea stuff out of it, and then just added ice cubes to fill up the cup. And ta-da, it's cold, it's nice cold iced tea. I don't like the bitterness of overbrewed green tea. That is valid. But lemonade takes the bitterness away. Water is great with fruit teas. And this is indeed a fruit tea I have here. I actually just ordered some more fruit teas. That I'm looking forward to getting stuck into. Because I don't want to run out, basically. Because it's very hot and I need cold things to drink. And I find my preferred, like, iced tea flavors tend to be, this is going to be real sort of rough and sketchy, and I hope that that's okay. Cause that's what it is. Basically. I figure the roughy sketchiness of it adds to its character, but also the details in the background aren't really meant to be the focal point of the piece, so I'm okay with them being, you know, a little bit more wiggly, I guess. I have a spreadsheet of my teas, says Joe. I will not run out for many years. Oh, that is so organized. I love that. I truly do. That's amazing. I could never. I can't brain my way into having a spreadsheet of my teas. I love spreadsheets, but I'm not clever enough for that. But that is hecking awesome. I love that for you. Hell yeah. Deedly dee. Deedly dee. Do bum. Do. Okay. You know what that is? Good enough. Doesn't have my T2 haul in there, but most of the other loose leaf, says Joe. I was bored one day and procrastinating something else, and that like, it is amazing the things we do when we're procrastinating. This is the thing about procrastination, is that I don't know about y'all, but most of the time when I'm procrastinating, I end up just getting I have enough tasks and projects that I can just switch my brain to, that if I'm procrastinating on one thing, I'm achieving something else. You know, it's like, I don't have it in me to write any more of this YouTube script today. I'm gonna hem my skirt. And I start hand sewing, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ran out of steam before finishing it. Listen, I relate so hard, but also genuinely I'm so impressed. I could not begin to tell you all of the teas that I have, because they are not organized in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes I'll be looking for something else and I'll be like, ooh, yerba mate with lemon and ginger. I forgot I owned you. Let's make a cuppy. And then I do, and it's really nice. So, you know, I love that for me. Anyways, that's one of the fun things about being disorganized. Every once in a while you remember you own something and it's a fun surprise. Unless you forgot that you owned it and bought another one, in which case, oh no! Delicious. I'm trying to finish the last of this sports drink because it is very room temperature now, and I don't prefer that, if I'm being honest. Anyways. Well, in your case, you could just have more tea, which isn't bad, says Joe. I mean, it's not bad in a sense, but in another sense, I had to bin a bag of tea recently because it was well out of date, and normally I'm inclined to ignore the dates on teas, but this one had freeze-dried raspberries in it, and I know, because I've had this tea before, that the freeze-dried raspberries should be, like, a nice shade of, like, they should be, like, this color. The freeze-dried raspberries. They were the color of raisins, which did not bode well for the tea still being, you know, good. And this was very much I just happened to find this tea. And I was like, oh, maybe this plus the fact that it's 3 years out of date should tell me I shouldn't drink it. Again, normally I ignore the best before dates on tea because I feel like they're fairly conservative, and if it looks fine, if it smells fine, if it tastes fine, it's probably fine. You know, it's a product that has basically like no moisture in it, so you're probably okay drinking tea that's out of date. I say extremely hopefully because I do it a lot, but if it looks off in any way, don't drink it. I had to bin milk again today. This is the second time in like a couple of weeks that I had to bin milk that was this was best before like the 2nd of July, which is Wednesday. I had to throw it away today because it smelled like, well, let's just say it had a not pleasant smell. And I was like, I don't think I should put this in my coffee. So I didn't, and I felt sad about that. All right, that's it for sports drink. How many milliliters of fluid have I had today now? Let me see. Not enough. Say no to funky milk, says Leaky. Unless it's actually cheese. Unless it's actual cheese that was made under controlled circumstances, and very sanitary and hygienic circumstances, then, you know, go for it. But, it's actually fortuitous that this experience happened to me recently, because this ties into the video that I'm working on the script of right now, which is getting away from me and getting longer than I intended it to be. This was supposed to be a short, pithy video, but it's all about milk and dairy products in general, and how they is made. Yeah. This is why I haven't had milk in my tea for many years, says Joe. Fair. I've had some tea. I have some tea from several years ago. I marked that in my spreadsheet too, just in case it did expire. Fair. But that being said, some tea is specifically aged for many years, like pu'er tea I'm thinking of specifically. It's like fermented. That's fine if it's old. Because like cheese, it was aged in very specific, controlled circumstances, which are less amenable to making it into something that will, you know, at best give you a tummy ache, at medium give you the dumps, and at maximum really, really bad, make you super sick. Anyways, I want to add I don't want to add a ton of line weight to the background here, but just a little bit, because it is quite wibbly. But I want to use a fairly light hand on this, and I'm not going to be too obsessive about being super precise with it. I just want to establish just a little bit, because again, the focal point is these little guys, aren't they? Aren't they? And so I want to make sure I maintain that, but just a little This is a window frame kind of situation. Oh, shoot, I have to do the line weight on all the books now. No. I'd forgotten about that. Oh, no. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. Because I enjoy it, that's why. There was an old job that I did years ago, and there was this one task that, to be honest, I found quite enjoyable. It meant that I got out of having to do other tasks that I didn't like as much. But it did involve having like a list of things, and I had to go out and search for all of the things, and it was quite tedious. But the person who created the list of things that I would have to go search for, this was in a library, by the way, so I was like searching for books. Was just like, there's my little glutton for punishment, and I'm like, hey. But on the other hand, I'm like, wait. I do seem to enjoy doing things that other people are like, no, this is a terrible task. But I also do not enjoy being punished. It makes me feel sad. Anyways. Let's unpack this. Anyways, but yeah. That's a question for the chat. Do you like milk in your tea? If you do, what sort of milk do you prefer? I am a skimmed milk enjoyer, and I know that this raises some eyebrows in some quarters, and I think that, like, I have been told that it's, like, objectively wrong for me to prefer skimmed milk in my tea and my filter coffee, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that I would like to actually be able to taste the tea under the milk that I put in it. Because if I put a splash of semi-skimmed or, like, whole milk into my tea, I'm tasting milk. I'm not tasting tea anymore. Semi-skimmed in cereal. Semi-skimmed I can get on side with in cereal, and sometimes in like a filter coffee. Skimmed milk for me tastes like water. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just very sensitive to like the flavors of dairy, but I find skimmed milk tastes like a glass of milk to me. I usually go with semi-skimmed, but also because skimmed is hard to steam for coffee. This is also true. You do not get as good of a foam situation, I think, with a skimmed milk. Certainly, and also if I'm having a steamed milk beverage from a coffee shop, like an espresso based drink, 100% whole milk. 100% I would rather have whole milk for that application. I think it if the espresso has, a body to it, I think it balances it better. But for at home, skimmed milk is fine. But I also, again, I don't make espresso drinks at home, so that's a difference. Anyways. But again, that's just me. And I will not hear any argument, because I don't think there is an argument to be had here. You just listen, people like what they like, and in matters of taste, there can be no dispute. Some people very much prefer a skinny latte. That's allowed. Personally, I'm not so much of a fan. And some people prefer oat milk in their coffee. Okay, so here's the thing. I absolutely hecking adore oat milk. I really do. But not in coffee or tea. I think that maybe I'm just so used to the interplay of how milk interacts with tea and coffee that to have like an alternate milk that behaves really quite differently. It's too far off of an experience for me to really taste like the drink that I want it to be in my mind brain. I don't know why my ad break mechanism says that I only have 2 out of 3 snoozes, because I haven't snoozed it since last week. I am confusion. But never mind. Getting some book spines on now. I hope that you like them. I am liking the doing of them. So, Yes. Okay, and this one's just gonna have a little one of these bad boys. And we're trying to keep things nice and subtle in this window. I might actually just not really line weight the stuff back here, because I'm trying to keep it fairly loose and focused on these little guys in the front. But will it not look polished enough if I don't? Jeez, I'm talking myself into doing more work. I wanted to finish this today, and I don't think I'm gonna. I am genuinely not convinced I'm going to at this point. I was really hopeful, but who knows? Whom's this to say? I'm gonna just add a little bit of you to this, because I need to. I am gonna put some line weight on this giraffe, which is very hard work because it's so very tiny. But we need to be able to see its little leggies and its little head. There we go. Its little ears, its little antennas, and its exceedingly teeny tiny face. I don't even know if this brush is small enough to do the face properly. These for espresso milk drinks. There's now barista style plant milks that for folks who don't drink cow milk. I will tell you, Leaky, I love Oatly barista and other barista style oat beverages. Specifically though, for like, I love them for like a chai. I don't like chai with dairy milk. Okay. Say hello to the gay giraffe. They look so derpy, but I tried my best. I'm going to try and get the lettering in, but I don't even know if I can do. I think it might be too tiny to do it properly with this, but I tried. Shoot. Okay, we're about to go into ads, so I'm going to BRB, and then we will try and get the lettering on this bad boy, and then we will start painting these Mothmen, actually. Yay! I'll be back in a minute, everybody. Enjoy the BRB screen in the meantime. BRB! And we're back, hopefully. Hi! Hello! Welcome back. Say goodbye to the BRB music. We're painting again. Okay, so, I didn't have anything to do while we were on a little breaky-do, so I attempted to put the words "the gay giraffe," and I don't think you can read it very well, but, well, you can probably guess what it says based on the fact that it's obviously a painting of a giraffe. So, I guess that's something. I'm gonna try to just add some little polka dots to the giraffe, because giraffes have polka dots normally. There we go. The giraffe has polka dots now. So it looks a little bit even more giraffe-y. Hopefully you like him. Giraffe is trying his best. Okie dokie. I'm going to take off the masking fluid now. This is the most exciting bit. For anyone who left because they were bored and nothing interesting was happening on stream, well, guess what? That being said, I think lots of interesting things were happening on stream because we were having a very lively conversation, and I've been enjoying it, and I hope you have too. It's the peeling of the masking fluid, the most exciting thing to ever happen on a live stream. I find that this masking fluid has kind of, I can't get it to peel like in a nice continuous strip these days. I don't know if it's just because the masking fluid itself is older, or because I'm not using enough of it to get it to do that really well, or because I'm going around a lot of like weird little shapes and it just doesn't want to do that. But we are peeling off the masking fluid. It's just a lot of, I'm having to kind of awkwardly massage it off of the Mothmen, but they don't seem to mind. Maybe it feels nice. It's like getting scritches. Who doesn't love scritches? I love scritches. Scritches are great. Scritches as long as it's from someone you trust. And you enjoy being touched by others. Like if a stranger tried to give me scritches, I'd be like, no. What the hell? In fact, if most friends and colleagues tried to give me scritches, I'd be like, mm-mm-mm. But like if my moderator / spouse gave me scritches, I'd be like, that's nice, I love you. Okay, especially because I have very dry skin sometimes, and a couple hours after showering, I'll just be like, man, my back is so itchy because I've got really dry skin, and that's like the hardest part of my body to moisturize because I can't really reach, like, there are parts of my back that I just can't reach with my handies, so I have to enlist a special helper to moisturize. And most of the time, you know, like, oftentimes, like, we're not both at home if I'm showering, so I just don't moisturize my back, so it gets itchy. Anyways, this is way TMI. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm sorry. Anyways, Samantha says, moisturize me. Oh, God. Listen. I, too, am, like, barely, you know, sometimes I feel like an overextended piece of skin barely held together by a rickety frame, but I don't think I'm quite that bad yet. Scritches are good, but only with consent from the right person. Yes, exactly. Everyone is making the moisturize me joke. Oh, jeez. I'd like, listen, I may be over 40, but I don't think I'm Cassandra level of over 40 yet, okay? I went up for ice cream and came back into scritches, says Joe. Yay! Hello. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna finish this beverage now, I think. We are all Cassandra, says Samantha. I mean, if it's a shared experience, then I'll allow it. Anyways, shall I just, because again, my memory is trash, shall I just quickly remind myself of what colors in what order is my Rosy Maple Mothman, because I don't remember. I mean, I do, but do I? Am I sure? No. Because my brain is broken. Also, none of my... Why are my... I was gonna just put the emote in chat. Because I have an emote of it. Then I couldn't find the emote. Okay, it wasn't loading. There they are. Oh boy, Joe says, since I canceled, 4 other people have also canceled on the pub. It's almost like they were just waiting for, like, you've triggered a mass cancellation event where everyone's just like, no, it's too hot to leave the house. It's too hot to be in the sun at the hottest part of the day in, like, one of the hottest places in the country. Don't do that. I guess you can always reschedule when the weather is less horrendous. I gave permission, says Joe. Exactly. You were the inciting cancellation event. So good. You gave persimmons. I love persimmons. Yum yum. Anywho, so I need... First of all, I need Lello. And then I will need pink. So, let's pick up some Lello. And I think it wants to be fairly pale at first, so I can do, like, the interesting textures and line weights and stuff. So I don't want to pick up too much yellow. So it wants to be a fairly light yellow, I think, for this. Okay, so I think that'll probably do. Yeah, allow me to continue with that. Okay, so did I not put lines for where the... I didn't. Okay, I'm just gonna wing it then. I'm just gonna wing the wings because I didn't actually put lines for where the yellow stripe moves into the pink stripe. But it's a nice, reasonably sizable chonker kind of in the middle. Thusly, oh, hello. I do believe my moderator/spouse is home. I'm gonna quickly go say hello to my moderator/spouse. I'll be back in just a second. Once I've done that. You're back. Hey! There's like 3 cans of Pepsi in the fridge. Oh, Joe says hi, sweetheart. He says hello. Kissing time? I mean, barely. This is the other thing that's annoying about the hot weather, is that it's harder to cuddle with someone you love when it's hotter than the depths of heck. You know? It's just because you don't want to warm them up. You don't want to warm them up, so you've got to kind of be sparing with your physical affections, which feels sad to me, a person who enjoys showing my affections physically to my my love person. Anyways, so it goeth. And never mind. That's life, that's love, etc., etc. That's a fluffy little moth antenna, that's what that is. I trust your post was as expected, my darling? Dare I ask, and is it Warhammer? It's Warhammer! Yay! Got some Warhammer in the post. I am expecting something in the post, but it's not here yet. But I think I mentioned it on a Discord. I can't remember which one, but I got given a bit of like swag from someone I know went to a conference and came back with a bunch of swag from like companies that were represented there. And one of the companies is a company called Work Tribe, and she gave me a mouse mat that says Work Tribe on it, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but what if I go on Redbubble, get myself a sticker that's a little picture of an orc? So I got myself a little sticker of an orc, and my plan is to take the sticker of an orc and then put it on top of the letter W in Work Tribe, so it's an Orc Tribe mouse mat. Because that does me much more of a giggle. It's much more interesting than just like, you know, a software company. Because it's got orcs on it. Suddenly I'm interested. Anywho. It's lucky that there are people out there who are really passionate about like their like boring jobs, because it could never be me. You know, it's just like, oh, amazing time learning all about, I don't know, stuff, and I'm just like, no, I just want to paint. I just want to paint and tell goofy little stories. I like it, Sis Joe. I'm very excited. I cannot wait for this stupid sticker to show up so that I have an orc mouse mat. I don't even use mouse mats most of the time, but I will just because it's got an orc on it. Anyways, okay, so that's it for the yellow bits of our little mothy do. So let me bring in. Okay, that is way too much. That is way too much red, because it needs to be a nice light pink, a nice pale pink color. So we need to water this bad boy way down. Way down. Okay, we'll see how that works. We'll see how this works. I'll start with the foots. See how well this indicates on the. I think I watered it down a little too much, because I can't see that at all. That's homeopathic. Okay, I added a little more back in. Let's see how that does on the foots. That's still almost too pale, actually. Shoot. Okay, if I just add a little bit more onto it, it's a bit better. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Yeah, that works. Yay, we did it. Anyways. If the coloration of the Mothmen is slightly different than it normally is, it's just because I'm using a different set of paints, so the color, the palette is slightly different, but the vibe should be the same. It's just this is what the light was doing on the day that they were at this parade. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I do try and maintain a semblance of consistency of character design across my pieces, but also, you know, one has to account for such things as what was the light doing on this day, and tailor your work accordingly. That just makes sense. Anyways, exciting news, by the way. Tonight's dinner, because I know you're all very curious about that, is lentil salad, and it's currently marinating in the fridge. I love this for me because it's so hot here that there is absolutely no way in heck that I would be cooking anything today. So it is so stinking nice to be able to just have something that I can take out of the fridge and is ready to go and is not itself warm, because I don't know about y'all, but when it's super hot out, I don't really want to be eating hot food. Like, what I'm trying to remember what my lunch was today, and I'm pretty sure that my lunch today was like oh god, what was my lunch today? It was a packet of baked Lay's originally salted crisps. And maybe a Baby Bell. Because that's another weird thing about I don't know about y'all. Question for people who exist in the weather. Do you find that like very hot weather has weird effects on your appetite? Because I do. I will either be like, I have never needed to eat food and I do not want to eat food ever again in my life, or I will be so famished that I eat like 2 bagels and a bowl of yogurt and end up making myself sick because I've overdone it. There is no in between. Either I am like massively overdoing it because I feel like I wake up starving and I'm so hungry and I need to eat so much food and I end up feeling sick because I've eaten too much, or I have zero appetite whatsoever and I like don't even think of eating food, which is really unusual for me because I love food. Because I just have zero appetite and nothing appeals to me as a result. Existing in any temperature has strange effects on my eating, says Leaky. That's fair. I just find that like these two extremes tend to be where I land. Most of the time, I feel like I have a fairly set routine when it comes to like, sort of appetite and that kind of thing. Like, I'm not really that hungry in the morning, but I might have a mid-morning snack if I had to get up early. And then I'll have like a semi-late lunch, and then I'll have dinner at the normal time, like and an afternoon snack in between the two. Like a fairly normal eating schedule, or at least it is for me. And then like summertime hits and it's just like, it's lunch, but I don't even want to think about food right now. I have no appetite. Or, oh my god, I've never eaten anything in my life. I'm starving. I have to eat so much, and then I overdo it and feel sick. And I still feel hungry, and I'm like, no, you physically can't put any more in you. You silly little lizard brain. No. Anyways, heat tends to zap my appetite, says Joe. Leaky says, it's when I really don't want to eat a thing I always enjoy. That's a bizarre circumstance for sure. I have no plans for food tomorrow, as I couldn't plan that far ahead, says Joe. But I do have melon. Hey, melon's a good meal. Hell yeah. Are you evidence you're secretly a cat? Says Leaky. I am most definitely not. Actually, maybe I am a cat. Because I'm allergic to cats a little bit. And maybe I'm allergic to myself. That might explain how badly my immune system is just like mad at me about everything that I eat these days. Like I can't really do lactose. I can't do wheat at all. And I'm still allergic to mushrooms. The secret, says Joe. Ah, shoot. Forget I said anything. Anyways, no, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. Anywho, this piece isn't done. I'm so sad. But I think I might need to leave it until tomorrow. Because, I'm tired. You know what? Oh my god, cats are lactose intolerant? Seriously? Ah, shoot. Also, hi again, Samantha. Hello. Cats are lactose intolerant. Beans. Well, toe beans. Honestly, I think if I was a creature that wasn't a human person, I don't think I'd be a cat. I think I'd be... Are bears lactose intolerant? Just out of curiosity. because I too am soft and cuddly, but also apparently have kind of a like weird, intimidating, off-putting energy. And also I like eating salmon, berries, and honey. Sometimes together. And I like taking long naps. And also I'm sturdy and hairy, frankly. Anyways, yes. So M bear. I'd want to be a penguin, says Leaky, but I'm pretty giraffe-y. I mean, you can be both. You could be some sort of a geranguin if you wanted. I hate that I said that. Anyways, honestly, we're the weirdos that drink other animals' milk. This is true, Joe. I can't really think of any other species that natively do that. I am a cat, but don't tell anyone. Listen, your secret is safe with me. I will not say anything apart from to the however many people are currently watching the live stream, and also to whoever watches the VOD. In which case, everyone forget I said anything. Maybe they're all watching this on mute. This would be a very confusing stream if you're watching this on mute, unless you've got subtitles on. And I don't know, like they're trying their best. Anyways, I think I might actually call it there for today and not do any more painting, because the heat has officially gotten to me and I feel kind of ill. So I think it's time to go sit quietly in front of an even larger fan and maybe see if some lentil salad will cure me. Makes bread stealthily, says Leaky. Delightful. Samantha says, ants would if they could. They practice animal husbandry and agriculture. Ants are neat. I think they're neat. Also, I'm glad that they seem to be one of the few creatures that don't invade my house. So, respect for that, I guess. Just sit in a room that is only fans, says Samantha. Oh, I was gonna say, nobody wants to see me in my current state of, like, sweaty exhaustion, but actually, saying that, that's gonna be somebody's thing, and I don't feel comfortable catering to that, so I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on the OnlyFans. A room with only fans. I have 2 fans. Is that enough? That's a perfectly cromulent number of fans. Everything is someone's niche, says Leaky. Yeah, absolutely. There is probably someone out there who just puts on video essays about Star Trek and is like, yes, in like a freaky way. I'm not freaky about videos about Star Trek, but if you want to hear me talk at length about that kind of thing, I can. You know what I've been thinking about lately? Okay, in the Star Trek universe, there is multiple times now has been referenced the fact that there is specifically a Starfleet penal colony in New Zealand, and I'm like, why New Zealand of all places? It's nice. Why are you sending all of the crime people to New Zealand? That isn't fair. It's the land of the kakapo and brunch. Like no. No. Why would you do that? I don't like it. Anyways. So they're subscribed to Jessie Gender then. Oh, you know who I've been watching a lot of their backlog of amazing videos? Every time I go to my YouTube homepage, I'm like, oh, there's Jessie. What's she talking about this time? What crimes are happening in their post-scarcity utopia? I can't remember. Okay, the 2 characters I can think of who went to New Zealand prison, off the top of my head, are Tom Paris from Voyager, so whatever the hell he did, I don't remember, and Julian's dad from Deep Space Nine, who is a terrible man, and frankly, jail for Richard Bashir for 1,000 years. 2 years in New Zealand? That's a holiday. What the nuts? More jail for that man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch Deep Space Nine. Anyways. Oh yeah, he was in the Maquis. That'll do it. Samantha says, didn't Tom Paris blow up Wesley Crusher's friend? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have not forgotten that. Oh, he was not Maquis. Okay. Well, in that case, I genuinely don't remember because it's been a very long time since I watched the first episode of that one. Is it a commentary on the fact that we used to send criminals to Australia, asks Joe? I'm gonna guess that probably. But, like... But, like... I don't know. It just seems weird to me. It just seems weird. Maybe... thing. Maybe, no, I don't know. But yeah, no, let's send you to New Zealand for 2 years. That just sounds nice. That just sounds nice, you know? They've got, oh man, oh no, I'm having a terrible time in this penal colony. All of my friends who have a feijoa tree in their garden have like an insane bumper crop of fruit, and they're giving it all to me, and it's delicious, and I'm gonna make jam. Such hardship. Oh no, I saw a fantail the other day. Effervescent. Like... Hey look, we have a rugby team. Oh, that sucks. Like... Maybe I'm biased because I have had like a celebrity crush and he came from there. But no, it's ridiculous. Anyways. Need to watch Voyager and Deep Space Nine again. Yay! Been meaning to watch Deep Space Nine again for ages. Do it. It's really good. Anyways. Tom Paris lacks the principles to become Maquis. Honestly, yeah, fair. That's a fair assessment. Anyways. I genuinely don't remember why he was in New Zealand jail. I knew it was New Zealand jail because I had to look up why the heck there's a penal colony in New Zealand in the Star Treks. And the answer is there isn't an answer to the question why. Probably because the writers were like, it's a remote location that that is frequently left off of world maps. Like that's a thing. That's a thing. That's the thing. There are too many episodes of Star Trek to have a fully encyclopedic knowledge of everything that happens in every single one of them. Like it's impossible to do it. And I think that's okay. Also my recall is bad just generally. like my recall is just garbo. Anyways. But with that being said, again, I am making Star Trek art, so you're gonna have to look at that soon, because I've got like a backlog of them now that I will be posting to my socials as time goes by. There are at least 3 episodes of Star Trek. Disgraced officer dishonorably discharged for covering up pilot error following a shuttle accident on Caldic Prime. That is so forgettable as a reason, and that's why I didn't remember. Thank you, Joe. Leaky says, my autism would love a special interest, but my ADHD makes me forget. Oh, biddle boy. This is a mood. That being said, I seem to be... The only things that I seem to be genuinely good at like, holding in my recall are just, like, stuff nobody cares about to do with my special interests, you know? I was on a podcast recently talking about, like, 18th century dress history as it relates to the TV show Our Flag Means Death, because I have somehow become somewhat of a knowledgeable person on 18th century dress history, because guess what? Dress history is one of my special interests. Anyways, Joe has popped a... So literally, yeah, Samantha says that basically Tom apparently did literally the crime his character in TNG did without making him the same character. Yeah, he has a different name, but he's played by the same actor, and he did basically the same crime. Joe is quoting, is this from Memory Alpha? Chakotay, a former Starfleet officer now serving with the Maquis, recruited him to serve as a mercenary pilot for the Maquis rebellion against the Federation. This adventure went no better than his earlier stint in Starfleet, as Paris was captured by Starfleet while piloting his first mission for the Maquis. Tried and convicted of treason for aiding the Maquis rebellion, Paris was sentenced to serve time in a Federation penal settlement near Auckland, New Zealand. Oh no, such hardship. I can recommend good places for him to get a coffee. Anyways, thank you, Wikipedia. Incidentally, Memory Alpha is hilarious. Like, it has entries on anything that's ever been mentioned in the show. Like you can just go to Memory Alpha and it will tell you what coffee is. Because, you know, Captain Janeway likes coffee. Like, it's fantastic. I love it. It's so good. So he was Maquis, but I was also right. He didn't have principles. He was just a Marxist, Samantha. Apparently so. And now that we've settled that issue, I genuinely have to go eat dinner because if I don't, I'll die. So, but thank you for indulging. Thank you for indulging me in this fun little chit chat. Having a good time, and I hope you are too. Where shall I send you? I know where we'll go. Okay. This is relevant to our interests. I'm going to send us to, assuming that she's not just about to finish, and I hope not. Do you like art? Do you like Hollow Knight? Well, boy, have I got a stream for you. We're gonna go see some comfy game and art with Silk Song Sketcher, aka friend of the channel, Kirsty. Hopefully that raid started. I don't know. Computer's being a little chuggy all of a sudden. But I used to have a crush on him in the 90s, says Joe. Tom, that's adorable. Anywho, who did I have a crush on in the 90s? I don't know. I was confused. I think I was trying so hard to fit in that I convinced myself I had crushes on people that, to be honest, I really didn't. So it goes. Am I right? So honestly, I probably couldn't tell you who I genuinely had a crush on because I don't understand myself. Where's my emotes and stuff? Hold on. I'm getting a raid message for y'all, but it's broken. Oh no, everything's breaking again. I think possibly because the computer is melting because it's too hot. But thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Let's pop some Mothmen in there because it makes sense to do that. Here's a generic raid message. Feel free to grab the emotes if you have the emotes, and if you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message and append any cool emotes that you do have. It's all good. I will be back on Thursday doing something else. I don't know what, but we'll be doing something else. Samantha at the very end says, I mean, if we're talking Star Trek crushes, I remain a basic bitch whose crush was 7. That's an excellent choice. She is fantastic and an amazing character. Probably one of the best in the series. Anyways, let's go. Good night, everybody, and good luck.